Yeah.
You are now rocking with the Patio PolitiCz.
Hey, what up, world? East the deal, East happening, East cracking. It's your friendly neighborhood man, J5TH. You're now rocking with the Patio PolitiCz. We're underneath the patio, man, where we chop big game, man. We talk about real life shit and just, man, how to uplift and build and grow as a culture, as a people. So wherever you may be, man, on your side of the world, good evening, good afternoon, great morning, man. Grand rising, shalom to all my ox and Akiums and aquas out there, man. This your man. Thank you for tuning in and tapping in. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Today, we got a very, very incredible show for you today. We talking about leadership. Yeah. Leadership. Many are called, but very few are chosen. See, leadership is not just about the position. Fuck it, it ain't even about the position. It's about responsibility. It's about sacrificing. And it's about carrying a load when everybody else folds like a pretzel. So we gon', man, it's gonna be one of them. It's gonna be one of them, man. So before I get into this thing, make sure you like, share, subscribe. If you have any ambitions on wanting to become a leader, or if you are a leader and you want to become a greater leader, man, tap in. You know, let's feed each other. Make sure y'all in the comments. Again, like, share, subscribe. We on a road to 1K, 2K, 100K, 1,000K, wherever God is going to take us, man. If we reach one, we've done our job. So don't go nowhere. We'll be back in a tick on the Patio PolitiCz. Let's get it.
We hope you stay a while, cause it's right for life. Trying to be part of your life. We got whatever you like. Come on and just give us a try, yeah. Cause it's right for life. Trying to be part of your life. We got whatever you like, yeah. Come on and just give us a try, yeah. I said it's right for life. Come in with the shows that you like. We trying to be the best on the mic. DJ playing cuts that you like, yeah. It could be the start of your day, or maybe just the end of your night. But if you rock it with us, Patio PolitiCz is gonna do you right. Oh, cause it's right for life. Trying to be part of your life, yeah. We got whatever you like. Come on and just give us a try, yeah. Cause it's right for life. Trying to be part of your life. We got whatever you like. Come on and just give us a try, yeah. We hope you stay a while.
Yes, we hope you stay a while, because if you don't, you already know what's happening. I'm going to lead your ass down the path of righteousness. What up, world, man? Thank y'all for tapping in and tuning in. I definitely appreciate you guys. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. If you just tuning in, man, we are talking about leadership. Many are called, but very few are chosen. You know, a lot of people want to be that leader role, but man, a lot of people want that position. They want that title, but they're not called to it. They're not qualified to have that title. You have to have that it to become a leader. And a lot of people want to have that shit just so they can be bossing people around or say, well, I'm a leader. I lead this and that. When you really ain't leading shit, man. You got to understand and know the definition of a leader. A leader is somebody who guides, who influences, who directs others towards a common goal, right? To a common goal. You guide and influence your people, your team, your company, whatever it may be, your relationship, to a common goal, to greater success, whatever that common goal may be. Let's just say common success. And like I was saying earlier, when we break down leadership is not just about position. A lot of people just want that position and title, but it's deeper than that. It's a lot more heavier than that. Someone who leads, man, has to have a vision, and they don't sway away from that vision. A leader is a person who's accountable, who doesn't accept losses, but accepts the lesson within what we may call a loss. You get what I'm saying? A leader is selfless. They're sacrificial. They sacrifice for the greater good of the team. It's one of them things. And leadership is something that's not chosen by comfort. It's a calling. You got to be called into this leadership role, and that comes with a lot of things. Again, like I said, you have many people who call themselves leaders and want to be led and want to lead, but they ain't led shit. They ain't led shit. They don't really want the responsibilities and what come with that shit, because a lot comes with leading anybody. And I just gave you, it could be a team. It can be a company. It could be a relationship. You know, it could be a relationship. Somebody has to lead in a relationship. Otherwise, everybody is chasing their own tail and, you know, just following one person, following the next. The blind leading the blind is what they call it. And I've often stumbled across a lot of situations where when people really want to be a leader that bad, and I've put them in position to lead, they buckle, they fumble. You get what I'm saying? Because they are led by emotions. When you're in leadership, any position of leadership, you cannot be led by your emotions, because again, when you are led by emotions, it distorts your logic. And leaders have to be logical a lot of times, because leaders are thinkers. They're the ones with the visions, who has the path, who knows the direction to the path. Leadership is not about dictatorship. It's not about none of that type of shit. It's not about dictatorship. And every great leader, one thing I want to push and drive so hard in his first segment is every great leader was once a great servant. Every great leader was once a great servant or student or pupil. You know what I'm saying? Or follower. And in order to be those things, you have to have been led by someone or people who were in the power of position of leadership. You know, all leaders aren't great leaders. Yes, that's true. Because like I said, you have a lot of leaders who just want to have that title to dictate shit. Now it becomes a dictatorship. And then you have the ones that are more diplomatic, who allow the input of others and everything like that, but have a balance to it. They know when to take the mantle and lead, and when to give people, you know, when to take input and suggestions and go with the suggestions, you know. But then that ties down to them becoming leaders from being great followers or pupils or servants at one time. You have to. Do not expect to become a leader if you're not willing to listen to who's ahead of you, or the team captain, or the person in front of you. A know-it-all ain't the leader. You can't even guide yourself. Remember, leadership is about guidance, guiding influence. When you guide something, you direct it. And if you cannot direct yourself into listening to understand and overstand and understand, you're not going to lead shit. You're not going to lead shit. And that's what people get it twisted at, because they look at other leaders and see the success side of the leadership, of being a leader, and the fringe benefits that come with being a leader, but they don't see the downside. They don't see the backbiting leaders go through, you know, the crying nights, the sleepless nights. You know what I'm saying? The backbiting. The people coming into your life just to take and not give. Leadership is about giving. And that's the thing. Titles don't make you a leader, right? Titles don't make you a leader at all. Trials do. Trials make you a leader. That's what makes you become a leader. You have to pass that first test of getting through them trials and them obstacles in order to graduate and become a leader. And leadership is not something that's self-proclaimed. It's not. That's why I said many are called, but few are chosen. It's not just about title. It's about responsibility. It's about being selfless. It's about sacrificing. It's a calling. It's a calling. And if you ain't called to leadership, I wouldn't recommend you do it or try it, because it's going to be one of them things like, nah, I can't do this shit. Again, that goes back to what I was saying. Oftentimes, when I gave people the position of leadership, it was one of them things where it was like, damn, now I see what you're going through. It's hard, Fiv. It's hard. Yeah, because everybody is they're looking at you and looking for you, looking towards you for the answers when they don't have it. And when everything crumbles apart, the leader's the one that has to hold it together. When everything falls down, all that shit bounces on the leader. That's why I say even in games, when you look at leaders on a team, you know, leaders on a team is what we would like to call team captains, right? Team captains, when They lose a game, they take all that on the shoulder and say, it was me, I got to play better. Even if they had the game of their life, they still like, I got to play better. I got to play better. We got to play better. But it starts with me. I have to be a better example for my teammates to follow. I have to distribute the ball more. I have to make more tackles. I have to make more catches. I have to do. They're harder on themselves than they are their teammates. And that's accountability. Now, you're not a leader if you're constantly throwing people under the bus. That's not what leaders do. That's another word, and it starts with a P and ends with a Y. But nah, that's not what leaders do. Leaders don't point fingers, and again, it's big eyes and little you. Well, I did my job, but everybody else, nah. That's what prima donnas do. That's what suckers do, and that's not what leadership is. Leadership is measured by what you carry, right? Not what you command. Leadership is measured by not what you command, though, but what you carrying. And that's very strong. That's strong. Because I said people just want to lead to give, hey, nah, you do this, you do, man, you to give orders, to boss people around. That's not what leadership is. And again, leadership is not something self-proclaimed. You ain't gonna see a leader, a real leader sitting there saying, I'm the leader, this is my team, this is. Nah. A motherfucker can look at you and tell that you're a leader based on how your persona is, based on how you carry yourself, based on the weight you carry, and based on how you are when hard times hit. Hard times hit. You get what I'm saying? A lot of people don't want to follow the right leaders long enough to become a leader because they're jealous or they want their position. And they're drawn to want their position or be jealous of their position because of the success or the accomplishments or the fringe benefits of what a leader is. When people don't, people that want that position don't know that it is a very, very difficult job. It is a difficult responsibility to have because whether you over a company, a team, a relationship, everything falls on you, and you have to still be able, when everything crumbles apart, hold that shit together. You got to hold it together and then have a plan B, C, D, E, F, G when it does fall apart. Because again, everybody is looking at you for the answers. They're looking at you to be a problem solver, and you can't be led by someone who doesn't know how to problem solve problems and situations in their own life. You can't, because they'll lead you to a path of destruction. They will. But don't go nowhere, y'all. We're talking about leadership. Those that want to be leaders, man, stay locked in. If you just want to learn how to become a leader through following, man, this is the right episode for you to check out. So don't go nowhere. We'll be back in a tick on the Patio PolitiCz. Like, share, subscribe, man. We'll be back. Yes.
Look, I appreciate the apology and everything, but I don't want you to buy me a drink and I'm not in the mood to dance. So this is how you found me. It's funny, I didn't take you as a stalker type. I wouldn't mind going out with you again. It's just, I'm really busy, so. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm trying to read him, but he's different. Well, you could have hired a delivery service to do this.
I did that, I couldn't see the smile myself.
Well, it didn't work.
Well, I guess I had to try again.
So tell me this, is that what you be doing? Baiting them in and giving you commitment type privileges? Or are you still using that I'm still finding myself excuse?
What? Look, I don't care who you know, okay? You and your attitude can get to the back of the line, Miss PMS. You talking about these women and all this love, so we gonna need you to get out. How you gonna expect to find them?
Cool girl, he's still sitting at home doing nothing all day while I'm here slaving. I don't promote promiscuity usually, but you around here bitter, angry.
That's my time, Slame. It's a pleasure getting to know a little bit about you.
I didn't tell you anything. His thoughts, the way he speaks, his confidence. I don't know, he's just different. Destiny. Okay, so I don't know what you were expecting popping up at my office, but
Got me going around in circles. Got me on a roll. Never thought the last time it'd be the last time.
You are now rocking
Wake that ass
with the
up.
Patio Politics.
Wake that ass up. Don't go nowhere. Don't go nowhere. You better stay. Not a while. Stay for a minute. Stay for a few. Because we're about to continue to unpack and stack as we are talking about leadership. And if you're just now tuning in, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. We on the road to 1K. We got it, man. Come on. The more y'all like, the more y'all comment, the more y'all share, the more y'all get in the chat, the more y'all do all these things and spread the word about these dope ass conversations, man, it's going to reach a bunch of other people, man. It's going to reach a bunch of other people. And we need them people. They need us. We need y'all. So do that deed, man. Look out for your kinfolk. Come on, ladies, man, do your thing. Hit that like button. But we talking about leadership. We talking about the isolation of elevation. Right? When you look at Moses, the relationship that he had with the Most High, he had to be isolated for Yahweh to speak to him. And that's the thing. When we talk about leaders, like just leadership and leaders, it becomes one of them things where it's like leadership is lonely. It's lonely. It's lonely. Everybody love the vision of leadership, but they don't want the responsibility. They love the vision of that shit and how it looks, the persona of it, the stature of it, but they don't want the responsibilities that come with being a leader. You get what I'm saying? It's one of them things like everybody want to be an adult when you're young. You want your own house, your car, but you don't want the responsibilities that come with having a car note, house, mortgage, all this other type of shit. Bills. Then you complaining. Remember us as teenagers and kids, I can't wait to get my car. I can't wait to be in my own house. I can't wait to do this. And then as adults, you saying, man, I wish I was a kid again. Ain't that shit crazy? It's like that sometimes with leadership when people are driven into it. But the vision, when you're outside looking in, it ain't all that pretty. It seems like that. But deep down inside, the responsibilities that come with being a leader, you have to be accountable for everything. Even the shit that's not your fault is your fault. You have to be, and a lot of people aren't mature enough, or emotionally mature enough to handle that type of responsibility. Not the role, like fuck, role is title, and a lot of people who are titled or got the role of something aren't even qualified to have that role or that title. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes just positions and titles be given to people. They take that shit and run with it. Like you got people that call themselves doctors who ain't worked on shit, who ain't doctoring shit or doing nothing, who ain't did surgery on shit. You can't even doctor yourself, but you trying to doctor our people and teach people certain things. It don't work like that. You know what I'm saying? So the vision may look good, but nah. And oftentimes, like when I was talking about Moses as a leader, Yahweh separates you from everybody so he can work on your spiritual muscles. He needs you to be right. So that's why I said leadership is lonely, because when the Most High wants to speak to you and through you and use you as a vessel, he gonna isolate you. He gonna isolate the shit out of you because he needs to have that direct connection to you as he had with Moses and everybody else, because he wants to speak to you like a friend. And as a leader, only you gonna be able to hear his voice the right way. You get what I'm saying? Real talk. Not everyone will understand your pace or your movement or your grind or your get up because they wasn't given your assignment. So everybody that rock with you or allegedly rock with you, they're not going to go on a whole journey with you because they don't understand or understand your assignment. Now, you got to be weary of the snakes. You get what I'm saying? You got to be weary of the snakes that act like they with you, but in all retrospect, they really, really not. Motherfuckers that just get on your team or get on board just to leech off of you, leech off of your success, but really deep down inside be hating and jealous of your position. You know what I'm saying? Of who you are. Every great done had it, man. MLK had, he had a snake in his fold. Malcolm X had snakes in his fold. Dr. Khalid Muhammad had snakes in his fold. A lot of people, a lot of great leaders have snakes in their fold who will pretend like they rightful servants or followers or pupils or students, but deep down inside they want to know all your game so they can outdo you or beat you. You know, the Most High never put a head count on how many leaders it can be. That number's infinite. But it becomes a thing where this person feels like, man, okay, I done learned enough. Now I'm better than you. I'm gonna be a greater leader than you. Your assignment may not be my assignment. You may have a different assignment, but because you have greed or jealousy on your heart or hatred, again, your logic becomes distorted because you are in your feelings, sucker.
Get out your feelings. You mad? Get out your feelings.
You get what I'm saying? And that's the thing. If they, and speaking of these snakes and fakes, if they leave you behind or leave you, man, or you let them lose you, right? If they leave you behind in the midst of your leadership, then they wasn't equipped or really assigned to go forward with you. And be thankful for that. Be thankful for that, man. So if you're a leader in such a team, whatever you may be leading in your life, even in your relationship, man, pray that the Most High eliminate the snakes that were around. Because again, if they leave you in the midst of your leadership, they were never assigned to follow you forward in the first place.
Message.
They wasn't. So weed out the snakes, man. Cut that grass. It's hot. It's hard. When the grass is high, it's hard to see the snakes. It's hard to see the snakes. You got to cut that grass low so you can hear them. And even then, you still got to be careful. You know, snakes are sitting, they plotting and they coil. You step on, they ready to strike. You know, it might be somebody very close to you that's like that. And the last thing you need or want is anybody who's like that. You know what I'm saying? So again, if they leave you by the wayside or leave you hanging, man, they weren't assigned by God to follow you forward in the first place. So man, like, let's celebrate to that, those who got it and get it. Those that are, if you start getting unsure about people, man, when God has assigned somebody to be up under you, up under your mentorship and all that, you're not going to be unsure about that person because you're going to be able to feel it. You're going to be able to feel it spiritually and genuinely. That's a soul tie that's positive. You're going to feel like, okay, they want it, and then you're going to be able to pour into them because you know what, everything you teaching them, they're not secretly trying to learn it to outdo you. They're learning it openly so that they can carry on with the assignment that God has for them. Now, when we talk about specific things, man, I believe it was Exodus 33:11 and all that. I believe it was Exodus 33:11. And if I can, let me see. Okay, let me see. Yeah. That's what it. All right. The Lord will speak to Moses face to face as one would speak to a friend. Now, the reason that the Most High wanted to speak to Moses on that forefront like that was because he wanted to have an intimate connection with him. Leadership requires direct connection to somebody. That's what it requires, direct connection to the Most High, because he has to speak to you so that he may be able to speak through you to be able to reach the people that he needs to be, reached. You dig what I'm saying? It's really deep, man, when it comes down to the leadership thing, because again, it goes back to me saying about let me see. It goes back to what I was saying, how a person, the vision of leadership look good, but they don't want the responsibilities. A lot of people can't handle that isolation period of being by yourself. That's what isolation is, being alone. Sometimes you got to separate yourself from the crowd and be by yourself to gather your thoughts and have that intimate time with Yahweh so he can be able to show you everything he needs to show you so that you may lead the right way, right? That's the real talk. There was a saying where it says, the eagle flies alone, but its shadow covers a whole valley, right? The eagle flies alone, but its shadow covers a whole entire valley. Now, think about that. That's some real deep shit, and it's true. It's facts. When you look at how an eagle spreads his wing and fly, man, that shit covered a whole everything. You know, I can talk on forever and ever about leadership because just speaking from personal experience, and y'all know I am when it comes to me, I don't want to make the show about me, just to add context and a disclaimer, because it's not. It's not at all. I'm not that type of bro. I'm not Tank. But yeah, I've had many of experiences where people will come and join me on my quest and what God has me on my assignment on in my endeavors. And a lot of people have fell by the wayside. They have fell by the wayside. A lot of people have done me dirty. A lot of people have stuck. Like it's so many. I have a million stories. This falls into the trials part of leadership. You know what I'm saying? The challenging part, the obstacles, the hurdles of relationship. But what I gained an understanding on through my experience of through leadership is that they were never meant to be a part of my assignment. Again, these were branches and leaves that were on a tree. They wasn't rooted people. The roots are still here. The roots will become great leaders who will go on their separate assignments when God carried them forward. You know, the roots are still here. The roots are appreciative. Make sure you got rooted people that are following you, and they're not followers. Like I like to tell people, like, man, I want people to, if you consider me to be a leader, okay, it is what it is. Again, leadership is not self-proclaimed. Like me saying, I'm a leader, I'm a leader. No, it ain't about that. Again, leadership is about being selfless, not selfish, or making it about you, because it's not about you. It's about everybody else ahead of you. You get what I'm saying? Not you sitting on a hill and telling your soldiers to go fight while you sit there and not do nothing. Nah, I'm right here. I'm in the forefront. I'm a frontline soldier fighting with my soldiers. Gonna be the first one to shoot. You get what I'm saying? And the last one standing. So, and we gonna be the last ones with an S standing. But yeah, like, you have people that fall by the wayside, and through my years of the hurt and the pain of it, where I'm like, God damn, man, like, this crazy. Why? I used to ask myself why countless amount of times and all that. And then my periods of isolation, when I would be with the Most High and by myself and reflecting and thinking, I'm like, shit, they were never meant to be a part of this journey anyway, or to go forward with me anyway. Never was meant. And that made me sharpen up my discernment. That made me not say trust less, but it made me really pay attention to certain things and really, really identify people's reasons and intentions. Remember, reasons and seasons of coming and being a part of my life. And shit, man, it might be it might be some, like, maybe a couple snakes still around, to be honest, that's still lingering somewhere in the garden, somewhere in the grass, even with the grass cut. It might be some just sitting they plotting their coil, and they know how to change. Remember, a snake sheds his skin to become a bigger snake. So, yeah, but when you have those periods of isolation, I'm speaking to the leaders out there, make sure that you do that, where you gather your thoughts and go through your inventory list, man, of who, and this breaks down again to that list of assets, liabilities, and unsures, or whatever the case may be. And say if you're a pupil or a student, or just somebody who wants to become and grow into a leader, I feel like, again, a lot of people sometimes have to be forced into leadership. Like, say if you don't want to be a leader, you just a laid back person, right? Or you just chill, you stoic, you in control of your emotions. If you have a family, somebody's gonna have to be the leader of that family. And oftentimes, through structure, formalities, the male is the leader. And I know in a lot of times too, sometimes a woman got to take lead on a lot of things as well, but the main leader of the household usually is the man. You don't want to be no pushover, somebody who's just going to be letting things, because your woman, your wife, your queen is going to be looking for you to make hard decisions on things that's going to progress the family or get them out of situations. She's going to look towards you to be the problem solver, because you are the team captain of the team, So yeah, man, leadership is deep. But don't go nowhere. We'll be back in a tick on the Patio PolitiCz. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. And if you understand what I'm saying, if you can relate to what I'm saying, man, give me 100 in the comments or something in the chat. Let me know, man. Let me know it's other leaders out there that can relate to what I'm talking about. Holla at me, though. Yes.
I just don't trust them. Never trust a hired man. If he'll serve you for one price, he'll for sure serve another for a higher one.
Man, it was this one time, before we even took the council to the level it is, Khaled looked me dead in my eyes, Mike, and he asked me, was I ready?
Shit's still brewing up out there from all that other shit. known for running and hiding. But we need to be ready for what's about to come.
Said it again. Messiah Williams. Yes, man. I didn't get your name, son. Excuse my friend. He's not into politics either. I see.
Sound like you're having regrets.
Nah, not regrets. Because at the end of the day, that's the price you pay taking matters into your own hands to bring about justice in a community that you love.
You are now rocking with the Patio Politics.
We back, man. Thank y'all for keeping it locked. We talking about leadership on the Patio Politics underneath the patio. Shout out to my Rider for Life gang. Shout out to my family. Shout out to the world, man. Shout out to A Tribe Called Five. Shout out to the Patio Politics all across the world. And shout out to you for staying locked in and keeping it locked. I definitely, appreciate you for just still rocking with your man. For real. If you're just tuning in, we talking about leadership, you guys. Leadership is heavy. It's heavy. A lot of motherfuckers want the throne, but the crown is too heavy for them. The crown is too heavy. And the robe is too heavy. You lightweight, you featherweight. It's too, you got to be a heavyweight to wear that crown. You get what I'm saying? And the seat too big for a lot of people that's featherweights, man. If y'all know what wrestling is. Boxing, excuse me. But yeah, man. Leadership. Leading without applause, man. Leadership means showing up still when you ain't getting no applause. Showing up even without people clapping for you. That's what leadership is. Because it's not one of the things where if you're a leader, you want everything, all the accolades and all the spotlight is on you. Leaders are not attention whores. Leaders don't give a damn about credit. You get what I'm saying? Leaders don't chase attention. Leaders are not chasers of attention. Can't be. You can't be, because if it's about you, then that's going to make you selfish, right? And remember, leadership is about being selfless, not selfish. And it's hard for a lot of people to say that because, again, people want the role. They want the good and the things, the benefits that come with being a leader, the good side. They want the upside of what comes with being a leader, but they don't want to understand that downside because a lot of people don't. When they lead, they want to sit there and say, oh, I got us here. I did. But leadership is about team. So why is it an I in team or I in shit? Like, come on, man. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people, anything with the shit, relationship, leadership, friendship, it requires selflessness. It requires you to be a team player, a team worker. You get what I'm saying? And a lot of times too, when it comes to leadership, man, a lot of great leaders are great listeners. And again, they were great pupils before they become good or great leaders. They were greater pupils. That's how they got to the point that they at now. Man, you got to lead by example and not by force. You got to lead by example and not by force. You got to lead by dedication and not by choice. And a lot of people out there who wants to be leaders or who profess and claim to be, it's a lot of fucking false prophets out there, man. When you look at leaders, like so-called leaders of churches, leaders of religious religious beliefs and things like that, look what they're doing to their people. If you're lying to your people and misleading them, you're not a leader. You get what I'm saying? You're not. Only thing you're leading them down is down a path of destruction. And a lot of times, often, when people want to be led by someone, it's because they're lost and they're looking for direction, right? Let's be honest. They're looking for directions, or they're seeking something. And like I said, a leader doesn't take advantage of that. He doesn't expose it. He doesn't take it for granted. He doesn't pervert it. Again, real leaders don't chase attention. They chase alignment. They chase alignment because they understand and know this purpose, this calling is bigger than me. And when it's a team thing, it's bigger than us. It's not a me thing, it's a we thing. However, it's bigger than us. And remember, a leader is a person who guides, influences, and leads a group of people or someone to a common goal, right? If we want to get here, we want to get to A, we got to do that. We're going to do this. We're going to break it down. And then we got a contingency plan in the event that if on our way here, we may be swayed this way. A leader is going to help you understand and break down. It ain't going to be no straight way going like that. It's going to be some curves. It's going to be some twists. It's going to be some turns. Those are the hurdles, the obstacles that leaders all face. You get what I'm saying? And that's the responsibilities of it. And also, too, a true leader is going to train you to be prepared for them twists and turns and obstacles so you won't be blindsided by them. Y'all going to do training and everything else to make sure that y'all good. You get what I'm saying? A true leader never overlooks people. Everybody is treated fairly and equal. Each person is uplifted and everything. A leader is a person who sacrifices the attention and the applause to be able to allow his teammates and other people, even people who may not deserve the applause, to get it. And even with that, all right, those that are leaders, right? Even with that, you can peep. Look at your team. Look at the people that you're surrounded by. See who's the attention whore. See who's a clout chaser. See who wants the credit for everything. That'll let you know how a motherfucker is, man. And those are people that you shouldn't carry with you on your journey. You get what I'm saying? That's not teamwork. That's I work. You know, that's I work and everything. When a person makes it solely about them and what they're trying to do and all that, man, come on, dude. Come on. I done stumbled across so many people who will watch how I lead and do my leadership shit, and then they attempt so hard to do it and crumble and fail. And they like, well, I tried to do it like you, or I'm trying to teach this person how you, man, that's not your assignment to do that. God didn't call you to do that. First of all, did God call you to do that? Then they get to looking crazy, like, nah. Again, many are called, but few are chosen. Were you chosen to do that? Not you choosing yourself, nigga, but as anybody, is the Most High chose you to do that. It's like when you work in a job. In order for you to get a promotion or get to a higher place in your job, you have to be chosen. Many are called for interviews to be a manager or supervisor or a lead. But you have to be chosen by your company because based on their observation, you're qualified for the job. So in life work, in anything you do, ministry work, Yahweh is observing everything you do. He's already observing you. He's seeing your heart, your spirit, the type of individual you are. So in his observation, when it's time for you to be promoted from pupil to teacher or grandmaster or sensei, you know what I'm saying? Shit, you ain't got no choice in that matter. You're going to do it whether you want to or not. Whether you want to or not. And I know a lot of leaders can agree with this. There's been many times where in leadership, you be like, fuck this, man. I'm good. I don't want to. Because you come across a lot of motherfuckers who you'll do shit for and do this and that. And they're not appreciative. You make sacrifices for certain people and they're not appreciative and all that. Man, that comes with it. That's the weight, though, that we carry. That comes, y'all know, that's what comes with it. If you ain't ever wanted to give up or quit as a leader, then you ain't felt leadership before. You ain't felt the powers of leadership, because there's two sides to the coin to leadership. You got the upside and you got the downside. And even in the downside, it's like, nah, you know, you can't quit. You can't give up. You can't give up, because you don't want to quit on the people who really takes heed to your leadership and really is listening and really appreciate your calling and honors your calling on your leadership. Again, this goes back, right? Fathers, you got to lead your family. You know what I'm saying? Come on. We got to get to a place where we got to stop. Let me see. We got to stop expecting people to understand the price of oil if they ain't carried the jar. If they never carried a jar of oil, we got to stop expecting them to understand the price of it if they never carried the jar. That's a metaphor, right?
Message!
We got to stop that, because people ain't going to understand the pain and the hurt of being a leadership if they never led nothing in their life. They're not going to understand it. They can't relate. They have no relationship, right? With leadership, relationship takes more than one person or entity or being to form something, right? They'll never understand that. They'll never understand it. They may act like they understand and try to feel like they understand and can relate, or they may even give you stories. Hey, I led this whoop-de-wop, or I coached this, or I did this and that. Oh, really? And how did that work for you? You get what I'm saying? It's real life, y'all. It's real life. Look, I got something for y'all before we go on this next break, right? He who plants in silence shall harvest the glory, right? He who plants in silence shall harvest the glory. Let me know if that hit home for y'all, if y'all missed the shout with that. He who plants in silence shall harvest in glory. Man, it's real. Leadership. Don't go nowhere. We're going to continue to unpack, man. We'll be back in a tick on the Patio Politics. Y'all don't go nowhere. Stay your ass right there, man. Real talk. Yes, sir.
You are now rocking with the Patio Politics.
Yeah, we here. We live in full effect. Thank y'all for tuning in. It's the Patio Politics. Underneath the patio, it's your friendly neighbor. It's your friendly neighborhood man, J5. TH, man. Sometimes, man, Shalaki, I get excited, man. I get excited because, man, I know just in giving knowledge and wisdom, man, you can feel the people that you reach and that tune in, because the feedback that you get after these shows be amazing. So I'll be excited, man. Excuse me. It's early, man. It's early. But welcome back. If you're tuning in, we're talking about leadership. We're talking about leadership and the upsides, the downsides of it, and all that. I want to share something with you guys. A leader is not remembered by their face, but remember by the footprint that they left behind, right? That's what a leader is remembered by, not by his face, his imagery, or whatever, but by the footprints he left behind for those to follow. You look at, again, Marcus Garvey. You look at Huey P. You look at all these, Dick Gregory, Dr. Sebi. You look at all these folks. You get what I'm saying? Dr. Khalid Muhammad, Nipsey Hussle, Tupac. You not only remember their face, right? Because they're not remembered by their face, but look at the footprints they left behind, the knowledge they left behind, the wisdom they left behind. and understand that the type of things that they wanted to do for and to our people. You get what I'm saying? Leadership is not about control, people. It's not. Leadership is not about control. It's about empowerment. How are you empowering your people? How are you empowering your people? How are you empowering your people to become greater people, to be a greater person, to be great leaders? The goal is not to have a class full of students forever, but to rise them up to become teachers as well. A true leader builds others up. A true leader builds leader. He doesn't build followers. He builds leaders. You know, and if you are in the pursuit of leadership, you have to understand that. You have to understand that. You have to be a great, great student first before you graduate and God promotes you or rises you to become a leader. Because with great leadership comes great responsibility. You're a superhero at that point. Great responsibility. Many people are looking at you. They're watching you. When you step into leadership, you cannot get upset and mad how you used to get upset and mad. It just doesn't work like that. You can't throw temper tantrums. You can't be like, fuck that shit. Nah, I can't be about that. Because if you're leading people, when you trip, they gonna trip. If you stoic, they're stoic. It starts with you at the head. And the Most High is holding you accountable. And that does, you know, when you hear it, like, oh shit, like it seems like a lot of responsibility, you guys. That's why, again, many are called, but few are chosen. Many are called, but few are chosen, you know. And a true leader is going to ask themselves, what's going to outlive me? You know, what will outlive me? Legacy, leadership legacy. What's going to outlive me? We all have to ask ourselves that common question, because that's the true measure of leadership right there. What's going to outlive me? What footprint did I leave behind? That's going to help this man. That's going to help these men. That's going to help these women. That's going to help everybody who looked towards my leadership. If I'm a director, I don't just want you to act great on my project. I'm not, you know, just coaching you or teaching you certain techniques of acting just for my specific project. But I want you to be able to carry these techniques, these principles, and these teachings to every project, even greater directors than me. I want you to carry it on forever, and that you may be able to teach it to whoever you may want to teach it to. You get what I'm saying? Like it's real. It's real. And not only want you to apply it in the realm of acting or the realm of entertainment, but in your real life as well. The same principles. That's what makes me different from other directors. It's not just about my project. It's about how can I help shape and mold this actor or actress to becoming a greater version of themselves. That after this project, they'll be able to carry this with them forever. You know, I want my teachings, my principles, my, you know, my methods to outlive me. It's like that in music. If I'm producing somebody, I don't want you just great for my track or this track. I want you great for every track. Even when you featuring, when you come in the studio, you having this same pop, 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 pop. That's kingdom living. You know what I'm saying? We are kingdom leaders, not just content creators or entertainers. Us as entertainers, we're leaders because we provide influence to people. They listen when we talk. They have aspirations of wanting to be like us. They see us on here creating. They want to imitate us. They want to be us. We are leaders of the new school. We have to do a greater job at playing and praying it forward. And you have to pray it forward too, because, man, if you're a great ass leader and you're leading people into righteousness, man, so much is going to come your way. Ooh, so much. You got to be ready, man. It's a battle. It's a battle. And it ain't just a spiritual warfare. It's psychological warfare, mental warfare, emotional warfare, and sometimes physical warfare. Because a lot of leaders stress, man. A lot of times we stress. We could be stressing subconsciously because we be knowing when problems are here and going to hit us. and won't tell the team because we already coming up with contingency plans and how we gonna work this shit out before it even comes surface up. So if you got certain teammates that are very observant, they watching to see how you move. How are you under pressure? Are you folding like a pretzel under pressure? Are you folding like a chair under pressure? Because if you fold, then your teammate fold. The people that's following you gonna fold as well. It's a lot, man. It's a lot. But it's necessary. It's necessary. And if you're a leader, man, you gotta continue to be selfless by all means necessary. You got to continue to sacrifice by all means necessary. You got to continue to edify, lift up, and build your team by all means necessary. You know what I'm saying? Leadership, leadership, leadership. I pray that a lot of you guys out there have learned something from this show about leadership, just about life, about what your calling may be. I mean, it's two things. Either you're going to be a leader or a student your whole life, you know, and you can answer that greater than me because you know what your calling is and what your purpose is. I am always and I will forever always be a student because I'm always learning. I'm always open to learn. Be always open to learn because you can learn from everybody. Oftentimes we feel when we get a certain age, we can't learn from children. I can look at a baby and smile and learn gratitude from that child. I can learn just watching that baby or that child. Like, it's going to be okay. It's going to be great. 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 And that'll put a smile on my face. You can learn from everybody. Again, when you look at children, man, they live carelessly. And they move and live like nobody's watching. You get what I'm saying? We have to get back to that. As servants of the Lord, as students of our leaders, and even as leaders, learning from our students. You get what I'm saying? As a leader, you can never stop learning too. That's how you get greater. That's how your ascension is just like magnified. You understand? So I appreciate y'all for rocking with your rider, J5TH, man. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. We on every Tuesday at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Make sure you tap in. We on the road to 1K. Shout out to all the sponsors, Legato, Rob Naylor, Risque, Accessories, you know, Dee Harrison, the G. Lou Show. Shout out to my man G. Lou. Shout out to my rider. Shout out to Creative Educare. Man, it's going down. It's going down. It's going down. So, man, I pray that this episode was edifying to the heart, the soul, the mind, and spirit, and I pray that you learned something. Till then, man, I'll be back at y'all. Make sure y'all here next Tuesday, and we're going to keep chopping up game on the Patio PolitiCz. Yes, sir.